The grand lobby of Armitage Industries gleamed like polished silver, every corner reflecting the power and perfection of one of the world's largest tech empires. The CEO, Richard Armitage, was known across the globe as a genius, a visionary, a man who had turned small coding experiments into billion-dollar innovations. Yet behind his flawless suits and ruthless smile lay a man who believed he was untouchable, that no one outside his circle of elites could ever match his brilliance. That morning, a small group of executives gathered around him in the boardroom, the air thick with tension. A massive problem had arisen overnight. Their AI prototype, designed to control millions of smart devices globally, had malfunctioned during its final test run. The system had locked itself out, refusing to obey commands, even from its creators. Every line of code they entered led to a deeper maze of errors. The CEO's face was red with fury. 3 years of development, he barked. And not one of you can fix it. No one dared to speak. The problem wasn't just technical, it was catastrophic. If they couldn't regain access to the core system within 24 hours, their competitors would overtake them. Investors were already calling, demanding answers. Richard slammed his hand on the table. Whoever can fix this mess will get a $100 million bonus, he said sarcastically. Not that any of you are capable. His mocking tone echoed in the vast glass room. Everyone knew he didn't mean it. It was a cruel joke, one more jab at his trembling staff. From the corner, the faint sound of footsteps broke the silence. Maria, the office maid, entered quietly to clean the conference area, pushing her cart and avoiding eye contact. She'd been working there for years, unnoticed and unappreciated. But today, she wasn't alone. Her daughter, Emma, had come with her, a shy 17-year-old with curly brown hair and bright, curious eyes. Their apartment was being fumigated that day, and Maria had begged to bring her daughter along for a few hours. Emma sat quietly in the corner with an old laptop, trying not to disturb anyone. As Richard's tirade continued, Emma couldn't help but glance at the massive screen behind him, lines of code scrolling rapidly. Her eyes darted back and forth, intrigued. To her, it looked familiar. When the meeting finally ended, the executives stormed out, defeated. Richard stayed behind, pacing furiously. Maria moved in carefully, holding her mop. "Sir, should I clean now?" she asked softly. He waved dismissively. "Whatever. Just don't touch anything." But Emma couldn't hold her curiosity any longer. "Excuse me, sir," she said gently. Richard turned, irritated. "What? I think your system's not broken," she said nervously. "It's just confused." Richard's eyebrows shot up. "Excuse me." She hesitated, but continued, her voice trembling. "It's looping through command structures that contradict each other. It's like when you tell someone to go left and right at the same time. The AI doesn't know which one to obey, so it locks up." Richard stared at her for a moment, then laughed. A deep, mocking laugh. "Oh, that's cute," he said. "The maid's daughter thinks she's smarter than MIT graduates." Maria's face flushed with embarrassment. "I'm sorry, sir. She didn't mean to." But Emma didn't back down. "You said if someone fixes it, you'll give them $100 million, she said simply. The CEO smirked. "Sure, kid. Go ahead. Fix it." He expected her to stare blankly or fumble with the keyboard. But instead, she walked confidently to the terminal and began typing. Her fingers moved fast, not like a child playing with keys, but like someone who understood what she was seeing. For a few seconds, Richard's expression froze. Then it turned to disbelief. "What are you doing?" he asked sharply. "Creating a bridge algorithm," she replied. "Your AI doesn't respond to direct logic trees anymore, it's evolved to interpret patterns emotionally." "Emotionally?" he scoffed. "Yes," she said calmly. "You taught it to mimic human behavior, remember? But you never gave it an emotional priority map. So when two commands conflict, it panics, just like a person would when they don't know which voice to trust." She paused, pressing enter. The screen blinked once, twice, and then the red, "System locked," alert disappeared. The AI dashboard came back online. Every subsystem reconnected in perfect sync, the code flowing smoothly like a living thing breathing again. For a long moment, no one said a word. The hum of the server filled the silence. Richard's jaw dropped. What did you just do?" Emma smiled shyly. "I told it to trust its creator again." He stared at the screen, speechless. Years of research, billions of dollars, and an army of engineers, undone and restored by a teenager in 10 minutes. Maria stood frozen, her hands shaking around the mop handle. Richard finally turned toward her. "Who is she?" "My daughter," Maria whispered. "Emma." Within minutes, word spread through the company. The executives came rushing back, crowding the doorway, eyes wide in disbelief. "She fixed it," one of them muttered. "The system's stable." Richard turned to Emma again. "How did you know what to do?" She shrugged modestly. "I've been teaching myself coding online. My mom lets me use her phone at night after she finishes work here. I saw some of your code once when I came to pick her up, and it stuck in my head." He blinked, processing her words. Richard Armitage, the man who thought intelligence came only from Ivy League degrees and multi-million-dollar labs, was now staring at a maid's daughter who had done the impossible. He leaned back, still stunned. "You just saved this company," he said slowly. "Do you realize what that means?" Emma smiled. "It means my mom doesn't have to work 2 jobs anymore." The room fell silent again, this time, heavy with emotion. Richard looked at Maria, her tired eyes, her trembling hands, and something shifted inside him. Maybe it was humility, or maybe it was shame. But for the first time in years, he felt small in front of someone who had nothing yet gave everything. He turned to Emma. "I wasn't joking," he said quietly. "You'll get what I promised." Everyone gasped. "You mean?" "Yes," he interrupted. "She's getting the $100 million. And a place in our research division, if she wants it." Tears welled in Maria's eyes. She covered her mouth, unable to speak. Emma shook her head gently. "Thank you, sir, but I don't want the money. I just want a chance to learn. Maybe a scholarship." Richard froze again, this time, not out of arrogance, but disbelief. He'd expected greed. He'd expected excitement. But instead, she asked for knowledge. He smiled faintly. "Then you'll have both." He reached out a hand, not as a CEO, but as a man who'd just been reminded that genius can come from anywhere, and that dignity doesn't wear a price tag. From that day forward, everything changed at Armitage Industries. Emma was given full access to their labs, under the mentorship of their top scientists. Maria was promoted to administrative staff, her cleaning uniform replaced by a tailored suit. Months passed, and Emma's innovations began transforming the company. Her code not only stabilized the AI but made it smarter, faster, and more intuitive than ever before. Investors called it the miracle patch. But to Richard, it wasn't just a fix, it was redemption. He often found himself watching Emma work, her hair tied in a messy bun, headphones on, completely lost in her world of code. And every time he saw her, he remembered the moment she'd said, "I told it to trust its creator again." The irony wasn't lost on him. Because somewhere deep down, he realized he too had forgotten how to trust in people, in kindness, in humility. Emma had reminded him, and though he'd once mocked her mother, he now greeted Maria every morning with respect, a silent acknowledgement of everything she had sacrificed. One afternoon, as Emma packed up to leave, Richard approached her with an envelope. "This," he said, "isn't for the work you did, it's for the life you changed." She opened it to find documents for a full scholarship, not just for her, but for underprivileged students across the city. A new foundation, named after her mother, the Maria Initiative. Emma looked up, speechless. Richard smiled softly. "You said you didn't want money," he said. "But you'll help others who need the same chance you did." She hugged him, and for the first time in his life, the powerful CEO felt something stronger than pride. He felt human again. Outside the building, Maria waited under the setting sun. She looked at her daughter, radiant with hope, and whispered, "I told you, Mija, kindness always finds a way." And as they walked away hand in hand, the glass towers of Armitage Industries reflected more than just success. They reflected a story that began with arrogance, and ended with faith.